holidays quickly approaching, we start thinking about New Year's and New Year's resolutions. But let me tell you, New Year's resolutions suck. They don't work. So this year, things are going to be different. Hi, welcome to In and Out of Your Mind on WeTV. I'm your host, Tina Brigley. In and Out of Your Mind is a web series designed to get you out of your head and into your life. Our guest today has experienced a tremendous transformation. Now, I'm not just talking about weight loss because let's be real, 98% of people that diet, they fail. This is a true transformation. Gloria Lucier is here. She's our guest today. Hi, Gloria. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So last January, you decided to put New Year's resolutions on the back burner, and what did you do differently?
Mostly, I just decided it was time for me to do something for myself.
Yeah.
Because a year ago, my life was definitely messy. My mom had just moved in with me, and she has dementia. My children were having their own issues, and I was so busy taking care of everybody else that I stopped taking care of me, and I was miserable.
Can anybody else relate to that? Taking care of everybody else and not taking care of yourself? So tell me, what was it really like, a day in your world?
Oh, good Lord. I would get up in the morning and make breakfast for my mom and then do any running around for her that needed to be done. Mondays and Wednesdays are still crazy. Doctor's appointments, taking care of things for my daughter, trying to get myself organized, going to work, working my 40 hours a week, having to cook for my mom because she can't cook for herself right now. So it always felt like I was running around 3 steps behind like a chicken with my head cut off. I was disorganized and messy and stressed and miserable.
So you were definitely being disorganized, messy, stressed, miserable.
Yeah, all of those things.
All of those things, which we can all relate to at times, right? We're busy. Life is busy. And then we're left with what? What were some of the things that you were doing to cope with being busy and being stressed and all of those things in your life? What did you do?
I would sit down in front of the TV and eat junk food at home. I was nothing to go through one of the family bags of chips in a night, sometimes 2, but usually one night. I'd sit down and eat an entire bag of chips after my work shift. And then I'd go to bed and I'd sleep like crap and I'd get up the next day and do it all over again. All I really remember about that time is just being miserable. I never looked anybody in the eye. I was always looking at the ground. My shoulders were always stooped. I moved slow. I call that my fat and frumpy phase because that's how I felt.
And we have a picture of your before and after.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So as you like to call it, your fat and frumpy phase, you couldn't really communicate or interact with people because you felt that you didn't deserve it, or what was going on?
I just didn't want to be noticed. I didn't want anybody's attention. I just wanted to be left alone because it felt like I was always doing stuff for everybody else. I was so busy taking care of everybody else, I wasn't taking care of me. So there was no me time anywhere. So I didn't want anybody's attention. I didn't want to have to deal with people. I didn't want to do anything. I just went through the day. I went through the motions. I did what had to be done and not much else.
And what was the aha moment for you? Did you have, I like to say to my clients, transformation happens in a moment that you decide that you want something different. When was your moment? When did you decide, that's it, I'm done?
Actually, it would have been the day I found out I had gallstones because I couldn't handle, my health was terrible. I weighed like 250 pounds. I couldn't eat anything without getting heartburn or having problems with the gallstones. I mean, the pain was ridiculous, debilitating. I couldn't do anything. I was tired all the time. And I didn't want to be tired all the time. I wanted to be able to, I had no joy in anything. I wanted to be able to do things like play with my grandchildren. I had no energy to do things like even just go shopping with friends or go out to dinner with friends, or because that stuff would come up and I'd be like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to. So I would stay home and then I would be depressed because I wasn't going out. I wasn't hanging out with my friends. I wasn't doing anything for me.
You weren't living life.
No, I wasn't.
So what did you have to do to get from where you were to clearly where you are now? Because you just walk in the room and you have a smile on your face and you just seem so different than the pictures from a year ago. What did you have to do to get from there to where you are now?
Well, I actually met a woman the day my basement flooded because my water main broke, and I was having a really bad day. And she said something to me that really just kind of resonated. She basically just asked me what I want to do, who do I want to be, and that was pretty much it. So I mean, I hired a life coach, and I started making different choices and making changes, and I made myself a priority in my own life.
That's incredible. It's incredible. Congratulations. I mean, it really truly is amazing, because I've seen people lose weight and then nothing shifts on the inside and they gain the weight back. And statistically speaking, 98% of people that go on diets, they go back to old habits and old patterns. So in order for you to really shift your mindset, that must have taken something. What do you think you had to do to shift your mindset to stay on track for a whole year?
Mostly I had to decide I was worth it. Once I did that, the rest kind of fell into place. Because if anything happens to me, my mom's got nobody to take care of her right now. So if anything happens to me, who takes care of her?
Yeah.
So that's my priority, has to be me. So if I want to be able to do the things that I do for my mom, the things that I do for my kids, the things that I do for my grandchildren, if I want to be able to spend time with my friends and spend time with my family and find my joy in life, then I have to make myself a priority.
Yeah.
So I just, if nobody else is going to choose me, if I don't choose me at least once in a while.
I love that. Nobody will choose me unless I choose me.
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible. If you could give 3 pieces of information or tidbits or advice, so there's the viewing audience right now, there's somebody who's in your shoes. There's somebody who's feeling miserable, feels like they can't go on with life, or they can't have joy in their life. They feel depressed and withdrawn. What are 3 things that you can say to them right now about what they can do to take action for their life?
Well, first things first is pick yourself. You have to be a priority in your own life. The second thing I would have to say is, I just went blank.
Oh, that's okay. Because there's probably so many things, right?
Well, yeah, there's quite a bit. The first thing I did was decide that I had to pick me. I had to choose me. I had to be a priority. The second thing I did was learn how to say no. Because you can't do everything for everybody else and still do for yourself as well.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to say no, and you have to learn how not to feel guilty. Try to lose the guilt. That's the other big one, because I felt guilty at first a lot.
For taking care of yourself.
Because it's a lot of times it'd be, Mom, can you do this for me? Or, my mom would ask me to do stuff for her, and it'd be like, I can't do that today.
Right.
So, because I have to do this. And I would feel bad about that. But it got done.
Yeah.
And they didn't really seem to mind once they got used to the fact that I was saying no, or I will do it later.
Tell us about your experience now. How do you live your life? What shifted for you?
Mostly it was an attitude change. Becoming a priority in my own life means I can do things without guilt, like go out to dinner with my friends, choose to do things with other people. It doesn't have to be, this particular friend, or it doesn't have to be my daughter, or I can take my grandson overnight and I can keep up with him, and we have a great time and we laugh, and it's great.
Yeah.
And this is not stuff I used to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your story, because I think there's a lot of people watching that can really relate to what you're saying. And I think it's really contributing to others. So remember, awareness without action does not produce results. If you want something different in your life, you have to take action. So thank you so much for watching In and Out of Your Mind on WeTV. I can't wait to see you again next week. And before I leave, I want to give a big shout out to Mackenzie and Nicole at Ryan's Mess for dressing me today, and Nicole Talbot for doing my hair. Thank you, ladies. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.